feedback. The purpose of this project is for the member to develop skills for delivering and receiving feedback. Eric is to present a speech on a topic, receive feedback from an evaluator, and incorporate that feedback into a second speech. Eric's speech this morning will be about understanding the key works in an evaluation, the ones that work and the ones that don't. The title of Eric's speech is Words Matter, and the time is 5 to 7 minutes. Please welcome Eric.
Good morning, Toastmasters.
Good morning.
I would like to take the complicated field of evaluation and distill it down to a couple of key words. And although there'll only be a few words, some of the words won't even be appropriate to evaluation. So how about this? Is that an appropriate word for evaluation? Criticism. What about advice?
Yeah.
So what's the difference between advice and criticism? It's the participatory part.
Delivery.
Delivery,
Kindness.
kindness,
One is negative, the other is positive.
one is negative, one is positive.
Encouragement.
Encouragement, advice, encouragement. A distinct difference, yes? However, I've often heard the expression that unsolicited advice is, in fact, criticism. So does advice really belong at the lectern? With regard to evaluation. So what's another word? Another word we sometimes hear regarding criticism and advice. And by the way, criticism could be the dysphonism of advice if we accept the definition that unsolicited advice is criticism. But what about this one? Opinion. In fact, if you look up advice, you'll see that opinion is a form of advice. In evaluation, we don't want criticism, we don't want advice, and do we really want opinion? Because in receiving an evaluation, it's not about whether we agree with the subject or whether we disagree with the subject. I really like Patty's speech about football. I think it should be banned in high school. Is that advice? Is that criticism? Is it opinion? It is opinion. Is that what you want as a speaker? Do you want opinion? Do you want criticism? Or do you want advice hidden as opinion? So what do we really want? What do we really want? We want some of this stuff, but what we really want is this. And this often gets confused with all of that. Feedback, the transmission of evaluative and corrective information about an action, event, or process to the original controlling source. Feedback is a very elegant description of something going out and the response coming back. It is without criticism. It's without advice. and it's not opinion, it's just what is. I said, you said, with none of that. So, what is the one word? The one word that pulls all this together for a great evaluation.
Opportunity.
And the one word is the word we don't use. We don't use it because it's the word we want to avoid, and that is the word I. When you use the word I, you have put yourself in the criticism mode, you've put yourself in the advice mode. I really liked your speech. It made me think of all the times. As a speaker, we don't really want to know that you liked it or didn't like it. We want feedback. So an example. That's a nice thing, I can't do it upside down. I like that. So an example. I thought that the words taped on the lectern were confusing. Is that opinion? A little bit of advice? Perhaps maybe having the words projected on a screen or on a larger flip chart would make it easier for the audience to see. I'm in a way saying the same thing, that it's not my opinion, it's a statement of fact, it's feedback. I'm doing Megan's work now. I think that if you would have put the words on a flip chart or PowerPoint, everybody could see it. Advice, opinion, depends where they're sitting. Instead say, having the words on a flip chart would be much easier for people in the back to see. It's different than, I think you should have put the words on a flip chart. Last one. I like the way you distilled evaluation into 5 words. I really like the word I. The simplicity of 5 words to describe the nuances of evaluation was elegant. Having the most powerful word be a single word was memorable. Another way. Madam Toastmaster.